Yo YouTubers, this video is not a beer review. This is not a beer review, it's about one of my arty projects, right? But before I get on with it, have to let people know, get onto this limited edition in Lidl, right? They're only in there for, you know what it's like, you know, when it's gone, like, but Lidl are doing this amazing deal. £11.99 for 6 really strong Belgian beers, right? Golden Draag, Bornum and Pirat. 2 bottles, like, you know, all the bottles are different, right? But look at the percentages, right, folks? 10.5%. 10.5%, 9%, 7.2%, that's one for the kids, and 10.5% and another 10.5%. So, you know, they're really strong beers, 6 exclusive Belgian ales. They're selling them in Lidl, £11.99, there's the descriptions there. I'll be doing a review later on, but just thought I'd let you know in advance that these, you know, there's the box, like, see the size of my hand, quite a little box because they're only little bottles, but I just thought I'd get that one out while I was doing this video, while I was at it, like. So anyone out there, any beer lovers, you know who you are. get your ass to Lidl and get one of these while you can, or 10 if depending on your tastes. But man, it's a limited edition. All of them are 10% except them two. 9% to 7.2, can't complain, but for 12 quid, it's not bad at all, is it? Alright, and they even got handles on, look. Nice white bottle there, it's like a souvenir. Alright, that's not what this video is about. Okay, that was my advert, sponsored by Belgian beer. I'll just move the bottle off the, move the box off the side. I won't be reviewing them until I don't know, a couple of days, I don't know. I'm still on a diet, and I seen them in Lidl and just thought, no way. Why did he do it to me? Why did he do it to me? Every time I'm like planning on a diet, something like that appears, you know what I mean? I thought, and you know what it's like, they go on the shelf and they're gone. And you can't buy them anymore, you know what I mean? Unless, I don't know if it's you can order them from online or whatever, like, I don't know, but 12 quid, 6 quality bottles of beer, 10%, man. Woo! Woo! So I've got a brand new bottle to review one at a time. I don't know how I'll do with them, like, I'll probably do like 3 at a time, innit? You know, I could do like 3 bottles on the trot for 2 beer reviews, and each review 3 bottles, maybe, I don't know. But I'm saving them for a rainy day, right? Okay. This video was about my artwork, right, folks, and I've got a picture of mine what I did quite a long time ago, right, and I want to go through it and talk to you about it because I believe I actually invented a technique in art, right, and I want to go through it with you. And the reason that I've done it and doing this is because since I've had this high-def camera, right, which is a camcorder, it's not a phone, right, I don't use phones, smartphones are often useful if you're on the move or whatever, making videos, blogs, vlogs, whatever. I get that, guys, honestly, but I'm advising people not to use phones because of the SIM card element and the tracking element and all those things, right? It's all about that, right? But you know me, I'd advise anyone, get yourself a nice digital camcorder, you know, a nice HD camcorder or 4K if you want to go really, you know, 4K. A personal stereo like an MP3 player. You know, just get all the separate, and a computer or a PC if you need to go online or communicate with people, like, and a crappy little mobile phone that you can use for emergencies, right? Alright, anyway, but since I've owned this camera, I love the colour on it, you know, when I do videos and if I film outside or whatever, and the colours are bright and everything, right? So I thought, I'm going to do an in-depth description of one of my paintings, right, folks? I don't know if I've actually done one before, you know. I might have actually. I'll tell you what, I'm going to turn the light on so that like I've got as much light in here as possible. You see my windows are open, you know, my blinds are open, everything. Get as much light in here as possible. But I want you to see, it's basically about colour, right? This is talking about colour, and I want to explain one of my paintings to you to give you the kind of give you an idea of the way my mind works as an artist, right, folks? And I'm not a trained artist, I'm self-taught. I did art in school and all that, like, and I was always kind of top of the class, you know what I mean? I was always up there with the top. You know, it was one of the few subjects I used to get A star and A plus, you know what I mean? But I didn't get any O levels, didn't get any A levels, or not even a GCSE. I left school because I wanted to get out of there because I couldn't play football anymore, basically, right? But anyway, this picture, which I'll show you in a minute, I basically want to film it with high def, and I want to watch it later on myself and look at the details and see how clear the camera is, basically. Now, I don't want to put macro on, like, I'll see later. I don't know how it works, you know what I mean, if I can put macro on in the middle of it, like, but I'm sure it's not necessary. But I want to show you the technique that I kind of invented. I'm actually, I'm always trying to create something new, right? And I try to paint the impossible, right? I could paint pictures, I can paint portraits, right? I don't do none of that. I've drawn an ex-girlfriend's portrait with pencil and it looked amazing once, you know what I mean? Depends on how much you like looking at them, doesn't it, you know what I mean? But anyway, I did draw a really good portrait of an ex-girlfriend once, which was, you know, she sat in front of me and I drew her, like. But anyway, me painting and my artwork generally, I try to create the impossible, right, folks? I try to create something that is just literally impossible to see in the real world, right? And there's a number of factors. There's a number of factors that's my computer, by the way, to give me a notification. There's a number of factors in my work and little elements. So anyway, I'm going to show you the painting in question first, right? It is actually a painting, right? It's on paper, right? It's not on canvas. I'm going to be delving into my art as much as I can as I get older, you know what I mean? My art is, I'm saving it for as I get older, you know, if I feel like I'm sod the music, you know what I mean? Let's get back into my art, like. But anyway, I want you to look at this painting, right? And it's the first time I'm filming it with the high def camera. And it's quite bright, and I want to see how the colours transfer onto video when I watch this back later on YouTube. So anyway, here's the painting in question. Hang on, my shadow is over the picture, like. Here's the painting in question, right? You're probably familiar with this. This is why I'm explaining it, right? You're probably familiar with this image here, just this piece of the picture, right? From my channel, you know, the label at the top of my channel, it's, you know, when you go onto my channel and it's like you know, the roller coaster ride channel, and you're probably wondering what this is all about, you know what I mean? A lot of people probably seen that picture and thought, you know, I don't know what that is like, but look at the colour. This is the entire picture, right? I'll try and stand up and, you know, I basically want to see how good the colours are on this camera, right? Okay, now you get an idea of where I'm coming from when I get the camera back a bit, right? Now, no one's ever asked me, you see, no one's ever asked me about it, or, you know, no one's intrigued about it or anything, right? And I thought, you know, for a change, you know what I mean? For a change for my music or whatever, let's prove that I'm an artist, right? Okay. Now, from the top to the bottom, we can see this crazy column in the middle, and there's all these Celtic knotwork things, right? Now, if you notice there, like, it's quite complicated, you know what I mean? Like, if you notice, it's like Harlequin, right? You notice there is like yellow and orange, purple, green, purple and green, yellow and orange, right? You see that, like a kind of, right? And then when we go down here, I've switched the colours around from this, you see. You know, you look close at my work, you might see something you can't believe. I'll go into more detail later, you know, close-ups and that, like, and, right, now you see that? Orange and yellow, green and purple, same there, green, purple, orange and yellow. Then we go down to the bottom and I've reversed things, it's green and yellow, orange and... What did I say? Did I say... No, yeah. Green and yellow, orange and purple, right? Green and yellow, orange and purple. You see what I'm saying? Green and purple, orange and yellow. You know, is actually orange, right? Okay, materials. Yeah, I want to go like really. I'm gonna take as much time as I can explaining this picture, and then I want you to give me your opinions on what you think. If I'm talking at my backside, is it a load of crap, right? Critics, art lovers, you tell me, right? But I want to explain. This is the, you know, the thumbnail thing, the top of my channel. It's the actual label I use, isn't it, right? Okay, there's the actual thing there, right? All right, let's get a bit back again, like, and I'm basically amplifying the colours. I've got to do this really fast because I only get like 20 odd minutes before the camera stops rolling, right? Okay. Now, the materials. Watercolour. The paint is watercolour, right? These parts are watercolour. You can see it's like, you know, I zoom right up to it in detail. I haven't got no macro on, so you've got to excuse me if it goes out of focus. Right? But these bits, all the blackness, every bit of blackness, those bits of blackness there, blackness, blackness. Right in the centre we've got these little tiny, see the detail in it, guys. See these like little black lines there and yellow, little black circles, black background there, just behind those circles there. This bit here, you can see, it's like crisscross black ink. That's all biro. All the black is biro, right? All the black is biro. All the paint, the purple, the yellow, is watercolour. And when I say watercolour, guys, I mean, like, you know when you go into a pound shop and you get like them cheap packets of watercolour paints for kids, right? The whole idea behind this is it's meant to be a collision between adulthood. I'm an adult as an artist. I did this when I was like, oh man, what year was it? 1999, right? And it's 2020 now. Bloody hell, it's a long time ago, isn't it? Man. But anyway, let's get back to it. It's meant to be like, I'm trying to make it look like a children's picture on purpose, if that's, you know, if that makes any sense, right, guys? So before they get criticised by, you know, some, you know, illustrators or whatever, from the Book of Kells or something, right? So, but that was the source of influence, was the Book of Kells. I looked at the Book of Kells when I was younger, and I just loved the artwork, you know what I mean? And I thought, right. And the concept behind it, right, is on Mother's Day, you know, everyone buys a Mother's Day card for the mums. Well, I worked on this for quite a long time to give it to me mum, right? Me Mum's Day, as a Mother's Day card to say, you know, I was basically trying to say how much I thought about it, you know what I mean? Without buying a card or buying a box of chocolates like we all usually do. I painted this, you know? I took some time out and I painted this especially for me mum, right? Done it especially for her, right? And I don't even think my mum understood what I was doing, you know what I mean? I think even my mum was a bit confused and thought, I'm not really, you know, she might not have been keen on Celtic knotwork, she might not have been interested, right? I've got to explain this as fast as I can before the camera runs, you know, I'm at 14 minutes, right? I've got 20 odd minutes or something, right? I didn't realise that I've got a counter on the camera. Alright, now, back to the materials. All this bit, all this, it's a mishmash of all kinds of things, you know what I mean? It's a mishmash, right? It's on paper, right? Look at the back of the paper. You see the way it looks like cheesecloth? Like cheesecloth. You see, some of the paint's come through there, the gold parts, right? All the gold parts have all come through. Like the Shrouded Turin or something, right? Right. Right. All the black parts are biro, right? You know, just biros you buy in the shop, right? Every bit of black, right? Every bit of black, including the centre there. Black. All the white bits is just the paper left bare, right? It's just bare paper shot. Apart from there, when I'm doing reflections, see the white bits there? They're paint, obviously. Look, and go down there, you can see paint, right? Like, you know, white paint there. But all these white bits here that are peeping through, the Celtic knotwork there, and all the white bits in the middle there, the little tiny white squares, you can just see little tiny white squares. That's all the paper, the bare paper showing through. Look, bare paper showing through, bare paper showing through, right? Right, so you're with me so far. All the black bits are biro, and that was the backbone of the picture. I drew it all first with biro, and then I went to town on it with the paint, right? The black bits here are biro as well, right? And the white bits, the gleams, you know, what we call gleams, shiny bits. They're paper left bare, right? That's the white paper left bare there, right? The only time I've used white paint is on these gleams, on these reflections here, right? Okay, and then the gold bits is just, you know, the stuff you use for painting Airfix models. It's not actually, I would like to have done it with gold leaf. I'd like to elaborate my work and use real gold later in the future, right? But this was a test. I did this as a test. And a little present for me mum while I was at it. I thought, I won't give it a Mother's Day card. I'll give it something better, you know, like some kind of message to say, like, you know, Mother's Day. What's Mother's Day? This is forever, you know what I mean? This is forever, like. But anyway, you see the alternate colours, you know, the alternating colours. Orange, yellow, green, purple. Orange, purple, green, yellow. You see? See the contrasts, right? And it's messy because I want it to look like a children's picture. You see where it goes underneath there and over there and over there and underneath. And at the top it's the same. Over, under. You see where it's going underneath? The circles are going underneath it, but it's over there and under and over. You know, when you see the whole thing, man, it's having a problem focusing. You see the colour of it, it's quite stunning, like, you know what I mean? If I don't say so myself. Right. All the gold bits. Airfix paint, you know, like what you paint Airfix models with. Some scatty little bits of pen there, you know, like biro, just to outline things, right? The silver bits, you see the silver crosses? There's a silver cross there. And there's a silver cross there, and you notice at the centre there's a little purple stone. You see the purple stone, little purple circle, right? The purple circle there, tiny, is to go with the, you know, it's like the whole of this, you know, the whole purple parts, right? Right, and down here is exactly the same. You can't really tell it's purple, really. It looks black like, but it is actually dark purple, right? Right, and then in this top corner we've got an alpha sign in gold, with a silver line underneath, and an omega sign there in gold with a silver line underneath. There's my signature there. That's actually a bit scruffy like, but that's my signature there, right? You know, I signed it there, right? Okay, what is it all about? Well, obviously Book of Kells, Celtic knotwork, whatever. Some of it's a bit messy. As you can see, it's a bit crazy. It gets a bit crazy, like. But as I've been saying, it's meant to be a collision between adulthood and childhood, you know, because my mum's known me since I was a child. And I'm basically saying to my mum, you know, a little bit of a mystery, right? Now, the middle bits, them bits down the middle with the circles, that's sky blue, right? All that part, all these bits, the details in colour, a pencil, you know, coloured pencils like what you'd use in school. So you got watercolours, biro, pencil for some of the finer, you know, like the pastel-y shades, pencil, gold paint, silver paint. You see? It's a mishmash of all kinds, right? Well, this way it looks cool, man, right? I'll try and get the light to reflect off the biro sort of thing to show you what I mean, if it's possible, like. I don't know how to do it, like. Try to get the light to reflect off it, like. See, it's quite shiny, the biro. See the biro? I've actually invented a style, you know what I mean? I call it biro art, you know what I mean? I think biros are the most mind-blowing things on the earth, you know? But you see the finish on it, the way it's like, it's embossed. It's almost embossed the paper with, I embossed the paper with biro first. And you can see it there, you can see the way it's shiny, the biro's shiny. And the gold parts are obviously shiny, right? See the black bits there, sort of. Right? And the concept behind it is, right, is this represents the Holy Spirit in a vision. I had a vision of God once, and it looked like this, like an egg with a purple stone, and it was impossible to describe, you know what I mean? But that was the nearest thing I could come to it, right? And this represents thistle leaves, which is kind of like, you know, we all know about, like, you know, Eve's sin and all that, like, the thistle, you know, like, you know, Scotland and Celtic places are quite rough, you know what I mean? Right? These represent shamrocks, right? The stem and the flower, you know what I mean? The leaves and the stem mixed in one sort of thingy. And we all know shamrocks have got a black side, you know, if you look at the back of a shamrock, there's a black side to them, so I've combined that's like onyx gleaming in the, you know, like onyx, the stone onyx. You can see what the theme is. There's a kind of like stones. You know, like stones. They're like purple stones and gold. Bit of onyx there in the shamrock representations, green and black. And that's the thistle leaves there representing Scotland. And the mishmash and the whole collective is like, you know, a bit of Ireland. And the tartan background, I've just randomly done the tartan background. You see where it's tartan? Let's stand back a bit. You get the tartan effect. As soon as you stand back, you see the tartan effect. Do you know what I mean? Just representing, it's not representing the clan or anything like that. You know what I mean? It represents childhood memories of tartan when I was a kid, right? And I did this for my mum anyway. And in case you're wondering, I'm on to 20-something minutes already, so I better get off, like, right. I'll go into more detail later. If anyone post comments below and ask me, you know, if you want to see more about this. But I believe it's a priceless work of art, you know what I mean? And it was a test picture, a study, if you like, for later on, you know what I mean, when I'm getting into some more serious work, you know. But anyway, I'm going to get off now because I'm on to 20 odd minutes and I don't want to be bothered putting two pieces up. Look, it's going out of focus. I can't believe it. I can't handle it. Alright. Tell me what you think, guys, and I'll go into more detail with the description. I just thought you'd want to know what that picture was on me thing, you know what I mean? It's an original picture by me. It was done in 1999. It's called Cross of Illumination. The picture's called Cross of Illumination. And I just thought I'd share it with you, and I just want to see this on screen to see how the colours show up on the camera, okay? Alright, thanks for watching. See you later. Please put comments and tell me if you want to hear more descriptions about it. And, you know, I don't know. Let's go right in the centre there and let's just, you know, let's close it down there, right?